Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I am going to read a meditation today from Linda Picone's The Daily Book of Positive Quotations, because it's apropos for what I'm talking about on here today. But I kind of wanted to go in and talk about some things about quitting this channel specifically. You know, it's a question that I get quite a bit. People have said to me, you know, like, you have so many channels. I mean, this is a comment that I get on a regular basis. You have so many channels, you know, why don't you consolidate your channels? Why don't you quit one of your channels? And, you know, it's always interesting because I don't know which channel that I would quit, you know? And people are like, well, why don't you quit your Booktube channel? And I'm like, well, that's where I started, and my passion is reading, and no matter if I post one video over there a month or, you know, 7 a week, I probably will never quit that channel. It feels awesome to be part of a community for me that I've always wanted to be part of a reading community, and I am, and I love it over there. I love Booktube, you know, it's been such a welcoming community to me. And for me, that's very much a hobby. So it really, it feels kind of even removed from YouTube to some degree. And then, you know, recently I started my review channel, and I'm having so much fun with that. But that's my newer channel, so I don't think that I would quit that anytime soon. And then I have my vlog channel, which I vlog every day, which, you know, to be honest, would probably be the easiest channel to stop, because I drive around or, you know, do certain things throughout the day, and I vlog for like an hour every day. So if you didn't know that, I vlog for an hour every day. But I love that so much, and it's so cathartic for me because I talk about things that it's really like I'm kind of talking and working through things and telling stories that I'm reminded of, and so I love that. And the Peter Monn channel, I love having fun and making people laugh, and, you know, a lot of people comment on that. Thank you for getting me through my day, and I get a lot of comments on that, you know, that people will say, I get emails from people saying, you know, I'm going through a really hard divorce, or, you know, like, I listen to your videos while, like, I'm at chemo, and it really helps me, and I laugh, and it cheers me up. And so that channel has that. So then it leaves this channel, you know, the Peterisms channel. When I started this channel, for those of you that are new and you don't know, this channel was called My So-Called Healthy Life, and it was a weight loss channel, and it just didn't work. I think we know why, because I've really struggled hard on my weight loss journey, and even now, being on it, like, I don't always eat healthy, and, you know, even though I have a trainer and I'm trying my best, it's still a struggle for me, right? And I've kind of plateaued, and that's my responsibility because I haven't done the things I need to do. But this is not really about that. This is really about the fact that there was a time that I was making all these videos, and I probably, had I continued with that and really held myself accountable, I would be in much better shape today. But I didn't, and there were several people that recommended that I change this over and I do something different with this channel, or I get rid of it. And so I started this channel really as telling stories of my life, very much like story times that you see other YouTubers do, but I wanted them to be just simple, endearing stories of things that I had learned from in my life. And in the first couple of months, it kind of morphed into me talking about lessons I had learned and mistakes that I had made and things that I had grown from. And, you know, I am such a believer that we learn things in life by the mistakes that we've made, and that we only learn when we fall on our face to get back up, you know? Those are the things that I've learned. And then I started doing meditations, and if you've watched this on a regular basis, what you know is that I read a lot of meditations on here, almost on a daily basis, and then I kind of show you how I apply them, or I talk about them. The reality is, it doesn't take me a lot to make the videos on this channel. And I think that, you know, there's this assumption about, like, people will always say to me, like, you don't get that many views on that channel, you can't be making that much money on that channel. Listen, it's like maybe $20, okay? I don't even know how much I make. So it really is like the gain off of it on that level. There's no reason for me to do it if it were for financial reasons. But of all of the channels that I have, the channel that I get the most comments on, when people come up and they introduce me or introduce themselves to me in person, when people reach out to me and they say things like, you've really, really helped me, or something that you've said have really helped me, it's always this channel. It's not the other four. It's always this channel, you know? And I know this is hard for people to believe, but it's really never been for me about the subs and the views, and all of that's great. It really, really is. Like, don't get me wrong, you know? I love when new people subscribe to my channel. Why wouldn't I? I want people to watch the videos that I do, and, you know, I want people to, you know, subscribe to my channel, because that means that they like me, you know, on some level. And that's exciting. But there's a consistent amount of people on this channel, 200, let's say, to 500 people on a regular basis that watch these videos every day. And I know on some small level that they're being impacted. You guys reach out to me, you tell me that. I see it in the comment sections. You know, you say, I needed this. Today was the day that I needed to hear this. And if I only ever got one comment on each video that I did that somebody said, this helped me today, or I needed to hear this today, or thank you for doing this video, just one comment on each video, I would continue to do these videos on a daily basis, because what I would know is that what I am saying in some way is positively impacting somebody else. I get asked a lot, you know, how do you start a YouTube channel? How do you do this? And one of the reasons why I have so many channels is because I just have so many different things to talk about. And I would love to start more channels, but I know that it would be confusing to other people. And it would be a lot to keep up with, honestly. And so I think I titled this channel, this video, something like "Quitting This Channel?" Because that's what I'm talking about. I have thought about it, honestly. I've thought a lot about if I was going to get rid of a channel, which channel would it be? And the reality is I'm not getting rid of any of my channels. And, you know, if the people have issues with me having 5 channels, that's their issue. It's not mine. You know, I love doing this, and I will continue to do it on 5 different channels, 6 channels, 7 channels. But I don't right now want to get rid of any channels, you know? And when people reach out to me and they say, like, how do you start a YouTube channel? What should you do? This is a channel that, like, I get to sit down and I get to read a meditation and I get to just, you know, talk. And it's an easy video to make, you guys. This is not a hard video to make. I literally read a meditation and I talk about it. And it's always helpful to me. It's always something that I remember at the end of it, you know? And so for anybody out there, what I would say is, you know, back in the day, like, I didn't know what I was going to do with this channel. I didn't know, like, I mean, I wasn't having people come up to me before when it was my so-called healthy life and saying, I love this channel so much. Don't ever stop this channel. Thank you for doing it. Nobody came up to me for this channel. You know, I would be walking into a bookstore and somebody would come up to me and be like, Peter likes books. I got that, right? Or people would come up to me and say, beast, from my, like, Peter Monn channel, you know? And of course, I've always gotten a lot of comments for the vlog from the core people that watch that. But when I was doing this channel before, nobody was coming up with it, and I guess, or coming up to me and saying anything about it. And I do think that validation and acceptance, or even like criticism, I think is good, you know, because I think it makes you see what people wish that you were doing differently or trying to work on something. And I think that is one of the things I've always talked about on this channel. But when I change this, right, and here's the lesson is that if something isn't working, do something different, right? Like, if what you're doing isn't working, try something different. And I'm a big believer in that, you know, and so it wasn't working, so I tried something different. And now I've had people come up to me and start crying because of this channel and say, you said this thing on such and such. And nothing that I say on here is original, okay? It's all stuff I borrowed from other people. It's all stuff I've learned from other people. It's nothing original, right? And they'll come up to me and they'll start crying and they'll say, you have no idea how much you impacted me. On this day, you said such and such and my boyfriend had just broken up with me. Or on this day, you said such and such and my grandmother had passed away the night before, you know? That's a pretty powerful thing. I get to encourage people to do videos and to tell their stories and to start their own channels, you know? And it's really, really a cool thing. People reach out to me a lot from this channel to say, what should I do? Like, I want to start a channel. I'm so excited. You know, I'm like, start your channel. Do whatever you want. Like, life is too short. This is not a dress rehearsal. And let me give a little shameless plug out there to a very dear friend of mine, my friend Tia, who I just got to meet when I was in Los Angeles. If you watch my vlog, you know who she is because I talked about her and I showed her on there. She has followed my channels for a very, very long time. And I've encouraged her to start her own channel. And she texted me last night. She said, I just finished my first video. It's going to go up tomorrow, but I want to send it to you first. And I was so honored that she sent it to me and she let me see it first. And I was so excited to watch it. So I watched it last night, late last night, and I texted her back. And I said, this is fantastic. I'm so excited for you. You know, congratulations. So I'm going to list her channel below. Please go check out her channel. Subscribe to her channel. It would mean the world to her, you know. And I love the sharing of stories and the caring of our messages and our stories to one another. And I think it's really, really powerful, you know? And I think the thing that is so cool to me about this channel is whether and I've always said on this channel that, like I've said this on most of my channels, if there's 5 people watching, I'll continue to make videos because I love to make videos, but I love when people watch my videos and it's reciprocal, right? So as long as I'm making videos and people are watching them, I'll continue to make videos on all of these channels because I love doing it. And, it's just such a cool thing when I read the comments and I see what you guys have to say. It just is, I don't know, I just love it. It's just, it's like giving somebody a compliment in a grocery store and their eyes light up, and you realize that in that moment, you affected somebody positively. And I think that what you guys don't know is that in the comment sections, the things that you say back to me really make me happy. They really cheer me up. And so I want to thank you. I have no plan of going anywhere on this channel. I'm going to continue to make videos on this channel. And I love making videos on this channel. And I love coming up with things to talk about. And honestly, out of all of my channels, this is the video that this is the channel that I could probably come up with 10 videos a day, honestly. Because I always think of things that I want to talk about, So I want to read this meditation for you today. And it's called Happiness, which I think is just so appropriate, right? And the quote is by Marcel Proust. Let us be grateful to people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. We enjoy our time alone. We almost never have enough of it. But there is something wonderful about time spent with friends and family we love that can't be matched by our time alone. As we look back over our lives, it's hard to recall a moment of great happiness that wasn't, at least, partly due to the fact that we were sharing it with a loved one. How much better our lives would be if we always kept those who make us happy close to us. I will hug a loved one today, and as I do, I'll think how happy I am that this person is part of my life. I think when we read that, sometimes what we don't realize is that I think in this technological world, that can be characters on TV, and that can be, docuseries that we watch on Netflix, and that can be, coworkers that we have. It doesn't have to be close friends and family, but for some of us that have those people, isn't that a blessing? It can also be pets. My dogs, I think, are probably some of the greatest people I've ever loved in my entire life, But it's also you guys out there, and, I just can't imagine my life without having this back and forth, and I feel so blessed. Sometimes I think, I'm coming up on my 3-year anniversary of starting Booktube, and I sometimes think, I had no idea what my life would look like starting all of this and coming on here and the comments that I would get, and you guys interacting with me and me knowing your faces and who you are because you comment on my videos on a daily basis. So thank you for making me happy. I consider you guys loved ones, and I don't say thank you enough, and I need to say it more. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.